Welcome, podcast fans. It's time for the What's Up Bro podcast show presented by j&j Production Studios, the home for all your entertainment needs. All kinds of great topics discussed every week, a variety of different themes offered, special guest appearances, prize giveaways, and so much more. Stay tuned. And now, here are your hosts, Sam Crow and Big Hoss.
Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the show. It is I, Sam Crow, along with Taskmaster Bill, and we have a very special guest joining us again tonight in our slew of interviews. If you guys haven't been able to tell, we've had quite the assortment. We've had people from all over. We've had a lot of great conversations. We still have plenty more, so there's a spoiler, or a little bit of a teaser, I should say, rather, for everybody. So tonight, we want to welcome, making her first appearance on the show, Meredith Brown, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Meredith. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Very well, thank you.
Awesome.
So, for the folks at home, can you tell us a little bit about, this is usually our ice-breaking question. So, who is Meredith Brown? I shouldn't say what is unique, but what is your,
what makes you tick?
Okay, yeah, you go that route. Yeah.
Horror movies, baby. Horror movies make me tick, make me excited.
Why?
I don't know if it's I like being scared or I find humor behind some of it, but I also find a heck of a lot of talent, and I love the psychology that I find behind the storyline. It's just a fun ride when you come across something really good.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, they're never all one. I mean, I shouldn't say they're not all the same. There's a lot that are very much similarly themed,
right?
But the ambiance of it is each one is different. It affords a different feeling, a different emotion to it. There's different subjects. There's different storylines. The whole bit. It's a very quintessential tapestry, is the word I'm looking for, of a great storytelling experience, and again, amongst the jumps and the spooks and the scares and that sort of thing. How far back can you tell us where your journey with horror starts? Like, how far back do you go with it? Where does it begin?
Sure. Actually, it goes back to when I was either 8 or 9 years old. My mom, who became a PhD psychotherapist.
Okay.
Loved her horror movies. And when VCRs first came about, and they cost like $3,000-$4,000, and each tape costs like $300-$400.
Mm-hmm.
But the video store started renting, and every time I got to go to a video store, my dad would pick something for me that wasn't necessarily like, animated or childlike, but, kind of like middle of the road. But he always went to the horror section for my mom.
Yep.
And I remember coming home from camp one day, and I heard screaming coming from the living room. So of course, like, I drop my backpack, I run in, I'm like, Mom! And she literally is on the couch, fixated on the television. She went, Mommy's just watching her stories.
Don't interrupt me. It's okay.
Okay. Yep.
Not
She
now.
didn't even look at me. It was like, nope. Come to
Go
find out.
Go get a snack. You're fine.
Yeah.
I'm listening. Shh, I'm watching something. Shh.
Snack time. Tell me about your day in about 10 more minutes.
Yeah, not yet. Shh. This is the good part.
And what movie was it?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Naturally. I'm assuming the original one, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I've got my own story with that, but we can take that another time. But let's go to this. What do you think separates horror from the other genres? Like, you take a drama, romance, Western. How is that different than a horror film? Or is it just a different theme?
So I'm so glad that you brought that up, because I am writing a book, and it's going to encompass a lot of my reviews. However, the premise of it is the subgenres of horror, and how all of these, except maybe like a rom-com, can relate back depending on the thematics.
Interesting.
So you can take a typical drama And this, I'll give you an example of. Richard Grieco brought me his movie, The Wonder Bar. And he's been in some horror movies, and I didn't know what to expect, but I said, yes, I'll gladly review this. It's a drama. It's sad. It has redemptive points to it. And all I could think of was, how do I put a spin on this to make it horror related? Because it's going to go on a horror review site. So I kind of went a little bit deeper. It starts off with the loss of his wife and their 1-year anniversary without her.
Okay.
And then it's a little haunting. And you find out that he has addictions and he's trying to separate himself from that. So he kind of like goes through this like evolvement, and he meets people on the way. And I started to hone in on the horrors of loss, what it does to your psyche. How easily it is, you know, if you have a bad day, to fall off the wagon, to go back to the people, you know, and so I saw those storylines that were kind of hidden and brought them to the surface. So I did a little bit of that, you know, spoof on that, and he loved it. He was so happy with it, which made me worse, because that was one of the most challenging films that I had the pleasure to review, because it's not under the relative scope of traditional horror at all.
And
Interesting.
to me, the other genre, other than sci-fi, because it's like horror's cousin, the other genre I think that it parallels very well with is westerns. Because there's usually an adversary, there's usually a protagonist, and there's some kind of fight or confrontation or relationship changing event at the end. You're trying to get your land back. You're trying to defend your property. You're trying to get the girl at the end, and there's some lasso in the way of getting you. Where, as someone as experienced as yourself in journalism, where would you like to see horror go that either it hasn't been in a long time or hasn't gone at all?
I would love to see maybe into like that romance category, which I've seen to some.
No more warm bodies. No more warm bodies.
Says you.
But here's the thing. Something I am drawn to psychological. Like, can I curse on here, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm drawn to psychological mind fucking movies.
Okay.
Yep.
And I would like to see a lot more of those, and not have the dependency on throwing in a creature, throwing in some supernatural force or some kind of weird entity. Just have it be about, you know, it doesn't even have to be about two people, but it has to be something that is going to be triggering.
Kind of like a more like the Saw kind of genre. You want something that's really going to mess with you as far as the living, dying, you know, playing this game of, you know, people, something's going to happen, but like just the whole concept.
Yeah. And like maybe it's not going, I love unpredictable endings. Not every movie, especially in horror, has to end on a good note. It just doesn't. It should be an unwritten rule that you don't have to leave it open-ended for a sequel, but you don't have to save everybody, and you don't have to.
Oh gosh, no.
I find
everybody dispensable.
I find that's the biggest thing in the American films. You go to Australia, Wolf Creek, it ain't a good ending. You go to France, Eels, Them. That's not a good ending. And there's plenty of the Japanese films where they're not nice, clean endings.
Exactly.
So on the American side, do you think they're trying to just appease the audience to go home and you've had a good date and hold your hand? Or are they they don't have the balls to do it?
Yeah. I think that's where the mainstream hits the line with the independent filmmakers in America, because the independent filmmakers are not as easily swayed to make you feel good, because they can get away with a lot more, and they don't necessarily need the blood splatter and the gore and the body and anything. That's kind of where it's been heading, but you don't need that. Mainstream, however, Martyrs is a French.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Martyrs, I love. I refuse to watch the American one. I've heard.
Do not watch it.
No.
Are you a fan of Lifetime, the
No.
network?
Yeah,
Okay.
I used to. Yeah,
Then,
yep.
then don't watch it, because that's exactly what it is. It was made for Lifetime.
Oh, okay. So it's
Me,
not. It's more PG rated. It's not the. If you're looking for the. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I like
You are
the
not
smart.
going to get mind fucked by Martyrs, the American version. You are going to take a nap and wonder why you didn't see it on the Hallmark.
I could probably rather watch Golf. It would give me the same effect. Yeah. there you go.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I like a horror film that is well written, and they stand out like a sore thumb. Martyrs, Pontypool, a lot of the ones, The Shining. It's a Jacob's Ladder. Like they're well written films.
Yep.
How much today do you see perhaps the future of the genre in terms of, is it slam bam, thank you ma'am, get it out in 3 months, or should they spend more time in the creative process to have a good finished product?
I would love to see them spend more time in script mode, developing the characters a little bit more, because there's nothing worse when you watch any type of film and you have absolutely no feeling for any of the characters, especially the main character.
Mhm.
When you cannot feel bad for the protagonist, you have absolutely no qualms if they get killed off. That's poor writing. That's poor character development.
Right.
And I want to feel that connection. I want to feel that angst.
The full emotion, right? You want to be. You want to be like we're living as those characters. So like it's like our own personal death or something, like our own pain and suffering.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because if you're watching a slasher, I don't give two shits about the backstory of the 7 girls and guys that are horny, drinking, smoking up are gonna die. They're lambs to the slaughter. I don't, But a movie like The Descent, you want to get into the character mode. You want to get into the and that's why a movie like that stands up. It's well written. The plot makes sense as much as that kind of film can.
Yes, exactly. What you brought up, The Shining, and immediately, The Shining, I think Stephen King, and then I think my favorite Stephen King book to film. The book was phenomenal, and the film was phenomenal. Misery.
Yep.
Yes. Yep. Kathy
when
Bates.
You think about it, it is such a simplistic story.
Right.
So simple. And yet it is so frightening. It's not very bloody. It's not very gory, but it is so horrific because you care about this character and you want the backstory on why is she so obsessed with this writer and
right.
who is she? But you also want his backstory a little bit too. So they give you a taste of both of these.
It's like back and forth, kind of giving you that you're kind of going full circle. At least you're kind of seeing it, understanding why from both angles. Like looking at the mirror from different sides, you kind of see it in the perspective there. Now, I'm curious too, because I always go based on with Rotten Tomatoes when they do that stuff. What are some of the things you look at when you're grading or when you're criticizing that? Because I know like they always give a rating for a film, but like what are some of the core, I guess, is it certain things that you look for when you base upon a rating? Like what are some of the things that, because we always hear like Rotten Tomatoes gives it a whatever based off of, but what are some of the key attributes that you do when you rate for a film?
So a lot of mine differs than a typical writer that I've seen on Rotten Tomatoes, where they really look at a lot of the technical aspects to it, the lighting, the sounds, and everything. I really don't go that direction. I get screeners that I'm told a lot of the times this is going to be recolored, this is going to be re-edited, and I understand that. So I pushed all of that aside.
Okay.
And I look for the storyline. I look for character development, and I look, you are going to keep my attention.
Okay.
Because when you hit a bump in the road where I understand you got to slow down action sometimes, and not everything has to be go, go, go. But if I am bored for more than 5 minutes, I'm just like not engaged anymore. And then my attention to the characters is like starting to wean, and I don't care if they get killed off at the end. So I definitely want that. I want that, that appeal. And it could be through dialogue. Like there are films out there that have nothing but intense dialogue. Happiness by Told Solondz. I don't know if you ever saw Happiness.
Yep.
The one scene that is so impressive and so unsettling is the father talking to his son about him being a pedophile. There's no action. It's just the two of them. And the
pure dialogue.
Yeah. And the emotion between them. He's sobbing. He's being completely transparent with his son through tears and admitting these horrific acts that he has done and why he's not going to perform them on his own child. And I was blown away because that is one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen. And nothing physically is going on.
No, it's all dialogue. That's like I just saw, and again, it's not a horror film per se, but I did go to see The Odyssey. Now, obviously, almost a 3-hour movie. Most people, it's long, it's drawn out. But similar thing, there was mixture of action, but it was obviously based on Homer's, writing on that one. But the storytelling was really gripping. So, and it actually, as long as it was, like, somebody asked me this because, like, oh, well, would you recommend it? I said, absolutely, because you're there for nearly 3 hours, but you're so engrossed. Like, I was so engrossed in the story, like, time just kind of, like, was non-existent. I just had to know what was going to happen next because, obviously, this journey of, the Greeks trying to get home, going through all these things. And even the actors, obviously a lot of A-list type phenomenal actors that have been doing it. But again, like your point, the dialogue, it was some of the scenes which normally you would think, oh, it's going to be so slow because it's just talking, but it's so heartfelt and emotional with, like I'm getting drawn in of, we're part of this conversation, whether it's father-son or spouses talking, or, a lot of it was, just the future, what's going to happen towards the end, prophesying certain things. Every moment was just so gripping because it's like, and you feel like you're on this journey. Like, I know it's the film, but I kind of lost myself. Like, I feel like I'm on this journey with the characters here because obviously we're watching it, but it really does make the film that much more intense. And again, obviously there's action because it's the type of film we see sequences of violence, all that kind of stuff, which is great. But if you don't have that mixture of the dialogue with that, right. Again, I don't want just an action film. I'd like to have some substance with a story. So it kind of encompassed both. And then of course you walk out going, it feels like I've been here for a while. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's really this, because I went to a late showing. I got out like past midnight. I'm like, wow, it's later than you thought. But you just kind of get wrapped up with it. So like films like kind of like that, you want that. You're so, and like I couldn't, thankfully I didn't have to go to the bathroom, but it's one of those, I don't want to get up to go to the bathroom because I don't want to miss anything, that kind of thing. Right. So, I think that's really
fantastic filmmaking right there.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Now, my question too, now also is, like Bill kind of said too, the hope for that is just as a critic for that too, when you write about it, in filmmaking in general. I mean, I know we've had this conversation with a lot of people, going from old school to AI to CG, all these newer technologies. What if you do? What is your prospect for what you hope personally or professionally like to see from films in the future? Again, obviously, new technology is great. Some people are trying to recapture the classics, but like, do you think maybe it'll be a nice balance where the cinema can really regain? I don't want to say it's kind of waning, but like we want to see its top form come back, where these films are really like hitting home like they used to do back in the day.
Yes, absolutely. Because I am more old school when it comes to all the new technology. AI, when it comes to the film industry, AI scares me.
Okay.
I want real actors. I don't want to see these, pre-programmed, digitized people that are just created for a specific purpose, but they don't exist in real life. I find that kind of insulting. To people who have perfected their craft and they keep going and they take on roles that maybe they're not even comfortable with and they pull it off. So all of a sudden, like this kind of new technology taking over, I personally don't like it. I have often been outspoken about the first film that I ever saw in the movie theaters was Star Wars.
Oh, yep.
Now known as Star Wars: A New Hope. I can't call it that because for me it was Star Wars.
It was just Star Wars. Yep. Yep.
It's just Star Wars. And then you have, Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
That's the first. When they went back and made this, prequel
The
trilogy.
prequels. No, I'm the prequel. So just to be fair, that was my generation. I'm a lot younger, so it's nothing against. I don't mind the old one, but it's just my generation was the prequels.
I'm not trying to insult you at all.
No.
But I can't watch them for the main thing that sticks out in my brain is how did they have all of this technology, all of these, crazy lasers and crazy vehicles, and then all of a sudden, years later, they don't have any of that. They're like isolated, living in the desert, everything is just like downplayed. So it didn't fit. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't.
Which you're probably not a big fan of the, what do they call it now? So there was the original, the prequel, and the sequel trilogy now, like Rise of Skywalker, the newer ones.
I'm actually more of a fan of those. I can't watch the prequels. I have to go with The Force Awakens.
Okay.
I actually had the honor of going to the premiere in Hollywood.
Yeah. Wow.
So, and as I was walking out, and for me, it was a very personal experience because, like I said, the first film I ever went to was Star Wars, and it was just me and my dad. My dad and I bonded over film and music.
Yep.
And so it was very personal for me because he's no longer with me, and I wish that he could have either been with me or at least somewhere where I could call him and just tell him all about it.
Right.
So walking out, I'm kind of like happy, teary-eyed, and I get tapped. We had to give our cell phones in because, everything was...
Oh, yeah, that time you can't.
10 days ahead. Yeah.
Yep.
So we had to hand in our cell phones. So everybody's like, prove that you met this person, that person. I'm like, I don't need to prove it.
Yeah, right.
Whatever. But then all of a sudden somebody taps me and says, what'd you think? And immediately, I went into critic mode, but I was all happy and just very jittery. And it was J.J. Abrams.
Wow.
And he was asking me what I thought of his film. And I just kind of blanked out for a good minute. And my husband's twisting me,
come back. Come back. Yep. You're you there. I know it's starstruck, but come back, answer.
But I said, I thought it was fantastic because we finally got the next film that connected
the pieces. Yeah.
The pieces fit together so well. It wasn't overhyped. It wasn't so far into the future that it made no sense. Also,
of course. And I agree with that. I know just because I read the articles and I know George Lucas himself wasn't thrilled with it just because, my only, and I respect that. I get where he's coming from. You did sell the franchise. You retired. They're going to do, that's my only criticism, if you want to call it that. And I'm not doing it to disrespect them. It's just you kind of surrendered the rights when you sold your company and all that stuff. I wasn't super thrilled with the new trilogy going in just because it was a little slower. I think it did do justice to connect the storyline even after 30, because it takes place, 30 years after the Return of the Jedi, which is supposed to be when it comes back. Right. So I think as far as the ambiance of the storytelling, it did its justice by tying, everything together. Now, of course, we have the series shooting off Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Book of Boba and the Acolyte. There's all these.
Yeah.
There's so many, and even with that one, just to throw it out there, I liked the Obi-Wan. Obviously, the fight between Darth Vader. Between what we see in the original trilogy with Alec Guinness to Episode 3, where they fight on Mustafar, to then this is that in between period where they face off this. The storytelling was really good about keeping things in check as far as making it make sense, because obviously you can't go too far off. But
I have a bone to pick with that one thing that you said, though.
Go ahead.
The reason that I am not a fan of Obi-Wan is because they made a grave mistake with that fight scene.
Okay.
If you look at Star Wars, go back and watch when they fight in Star Wars right before he struck down.
Right.
The dialogue. Darth Vader says to Obi-Wan, "Last time we met, I was but a
Learner, not now I'm the master.
Now I am the master."
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, that's not true.
Yeah.
Where they were, they totally forgot.
That, yeah, you know what? That I do see that, and I think people really did pick that out, and I can see where obviously that would kill the again, it kills the fantasy of it because it doesn't make sense, and obviously it doesn't make sense either because he gets bested again, and like really truly, Obi-Wan's the only thorn that Darth Vader never beats in the entire time, even though, oh well, he lost on the Death Star, he surrendered himself, like he wasn't going to lose the fight, so let's be fair. But there's going to be things like it's going to break some cycles. And I mean, the only concern I have now is the future is, and all these great, like the Acolyte, I think was one of the newer series. I know they just did, I didn't see it, but the Mandalorian and Grogu, I'd like to go back and see it since the series had been off.
Yeah.
But, you know, keeping it going forward, the same thing like with Marvel films too, like what are they going to do in the future? Because obviously at some point I don't want to say it's going to get redundant, but you don't want to be clinging to the past. You kind of want to move, like they're trying to move forward, which is hard. And, you know, that's kind of my bit for movies. I'm hoping it can find its own footing because there was a lot of great films during, the first phase of the Avengers and all that stuff. But since that, now I know I saw the advertisement. Can't wait to see. I know Doomsday is coming out soon. So I'm kind of curious to see where the story is kind of intertwined. I keep seeing these teasers, but I don't know how many of it's fan teasers because they look real, but they're really not. Yeah. So, you know, you don't know what to believe kind of thing. But I agree, though. I think it's best to stay true to a lot of the origins. And like even like film, like you see, they're doing a lot of remakes. I know remakes are not necessarily a new thing. Everybody goes back to that. But could that be, I know, like you said, you're not a big fan of AI. Could that be a concern? Like if they say you go back to a classic and they try to reanimate or redigitize it, that's something you're obviously not going to be fond of, right?
I am not a fan of remakes. I'm not a fan of franchises. I'm not a fan of Marvel. I understand that
the hype and all that.
Hype, absolutely. I happen to live practically on Disney property, so it's like encompassing my life.
Sure.
And it felt like a factory of films. Like, got to get one out. You like 15 a year. I mean, and I couldn't tell you one from the other. I really couldn't. So I watched one or two here and there. I like Deadpool 2, Deadpool, Wolverine. No. So
really, wow, okay,
yeah, and it's sad because like I think Hugh Jackman is great.
Yeah,
but I couldn't.
Together, you know, kind of like I don't want to say it ruins the stoicness of who Wolverine. I mean, I like the idea of obviously the multiverse where you have variations, and I think I like the sequence where obviously you saw the film where they go and there's different versions, and even having Henry Cavill come in as the potential, you know, which people keep saying, oh, he's going to be he's not going to do the. Well, as far as I know, Hugh Jackman has said he doesn't plan to hang up the claws. If there's another film, he will do it. Mm-hmm. But, you know, it kind of ruins like, and what was the other one? One of my favorite, again, franchise was Indiana Jones. So, and I know Harrison Ford has said he's done now, like after the last Dial of Destiny.
Yeah.
He's done like at 86 years old. He's like, I can't, you know, I just can't do it anymore as much as I would love to do it. No, I think the story kind of ran its course, and then they're like, well, who could take over? I'm like, but do you really want to poke that bear? I mean, exactly. I don't know.
I agree. I'm not a real big fan of remakes. Franchises just kind of get annoying because we all know why they were being made. It's money. It's money. But if I was to ask you, you know, you're a fan of Scream. Tell me what happened in Scream 5, you know, or tell me what happened even better. Yeah, tell me what happened in Saw 7. We're on number 10 now.
Yeah, right.
You know? So it's almost like
somebody died. I know that someone's gonna die. You know.
Yep. Many people died. Jigsaw showed up. You know, like all of these things. I know I'm getting old. I can't keep any of them in place. And it's the same thing. Again, it's a formula. So they just kind of like churn it out to the point where I feel like they're dumbing me down a little bit.
Yeah.
I want something more unique.
Right, and they're not original. Like they kind of when you piggyback off of like a let's say like even Friday the 13th. It was until like what 9 films or something. I forget. I lost count there, but like
Yeah.
And I love. I'm not disrespecting. I love the film, but it's just you can see where the story are so similar. It's almost like you're just remaking the first. Like, okay, the first one makes sense. Second one, okay. Third one, sure. Fourth one, yeah, okay. 5, well, okay. 6. All right, now we're like 7. Then you have Freddy versus
Now
Jason.
we're in outer space. Now we're taking over Manhattan.
Like where does the madness end? And even like I'll say
Exactly.
this because this is gonna get. I want to get Bill in here. I'm sorry, Bill. I didn't mean to cut you off there. We just have a great conversation there, but. Even Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I mean, it went for what? How many films? 9? Something like that? There
something like that.
But
I
it gets...
haven't seen all of them because I can't.
You can't bring yourself to do it, right? It's just it's gonna ruin the stoicness of it because, especially seeing the original, and obviously Bill's that old. You've seen the original.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, how do
one of
you
my
feel, Bill?
favorites.
Could you watch the newer ones, or do you stick to the original?
I remember the one that came out in, what was it, 2003?
Yep.
2000, and they had been dragging their feet on that one for a while.
Yep.
And it finally came out, and I was like, really? This is what you were dragging your...
This is what they hyped up, and this is what we get.
Yeah.
You know, this is it.
And I don't know about you, Meredith or Justin. I find in the newer incantations of the new films, they give you too much backstory.
Yeah.
One of the beauties of Michael Myers is you don't know why the hell he's doing what he's doing.
Yep.
I don't need his psychological analysis from, back when he was 14,
Yep.
You don't need the backstory. Sometimes less is more.
Yeah.
Very true. Well, here's a fun one. I'd like to ask Meredith your opinion on this because you said, I'm sure there's a lot, but if you could pick, aside from the Marvel, we know you said that one, is there another franchise that you really despise that you won't like? Or, I mean, if you could go any which way in the movie cinema universe.
For me, that's Child's Play. Ugh.
Really? Well, I mean, I could see that.
I am not scared. I'm not scared of anything that's as high as my knee. It doesn't strike any fear at all to me.
Well, I know I'm going to send you in the mail then. Would you prefer that or Annabelle? It's your choice.
Oh, Annabelle in a heartbeat. I just let her decorate the corner of my room.
She says that now.
She's cute. Chucky.
She's cute until she's cutting you wide open. Then after that, she's not as cute.
Yeah,
except for the demon possession part, but that's that's here nor there.
But it's funny when I agree with you with the franchises, and when anybody ever asks me my favorite franchise, I say the Japanese guinea pig films. I really enjoy those films. Have you seen those?
Mermaid in a Manhole. Oh my god.
Yeah. Bouquet of Guts and Glory. Like those, I love those. That's the one Charlie Sheen called the FBI on because he thought it was a real stuff film.
Oh, is that one? I remember that story. Yeah, okay.
When he was so high on cocaine, it could have been friggin'
When was he never? Yeah, I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, no disrespect. He's a great film career, but I mean, I think he's a little, still off his rocker.
Done. Yeah.
I
got one. The Conjuring.
Oh, I do love it. That's gonna hurt even more. Oh man. I mean, okay.
I didn't mind the one where they had the trial, but I thought they should have spent more time.
That's the Conjuring 3. Yeah, the devil made me do it. Yeah.
He knows them. Them.
I mean, I get it. They were so much. I mean, I love The Nun. I mean, The Nun 2 wasn't as good, I don't think, as the original. The problem too with franchises is, again, like the other ones, as you stray off, 1 or 2 maybe like a sequel, maybe a 3 as a trilogy, but that's it. But then when you start like branching out more, it just kind of like
it's too much.
What about Leprechaun?
Oh no.
Yeah, that's I
stopped after Jennifer Aniston. I'm like, no.
Well, who doesn't? I mean, after that, what happened? There's really no point to watch, is there? I mean,
well, one of my good friends, Dave Becker, that is on with me on Land of the Creeps. His worst all-time film is Texas Chainsaw 4.
I can see that.
Which one is 4?
That's the one with Matthew McConaughey and who's the female that's in it?
Renee
Zellweger.
Yeah.
And they fought to get their name off of it, but
is that number 4? I don't know why I thought that was
number 4.
Older.
Number 4 is the one with the electric leg.
Oh, I know. Oh, he's batshit crazy in that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that, but it is more or less the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. She plays
Right.
Sally. She even has the same, dining, area with, trying to club her and everything. And when that guy comes in and he's like, "I'm going to show you the true meaning of horror," to me that was great. That was great because that was horrific. But if I was them now, yeah, I'd probably want my name removed from those two.
There's always something to be said about coming back there, so that makes a lot of sense.
That one was written by Ken Henkel, who was in the original writer, but nobody else from that crew was part of it. So I don't know if he'd ever written a film before. I don't. But okay,
that
was just fun lunacy to me. It wasn't unwatchable, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite because obviously the original is my favorite.
Yeah. I'm going to give you one more question.
Oh, sure.
Then I'm going to let Justin finish. And I have a game I just came up with that we can play at the end.
Okay.
And it'll be fun. It's not tough. But
oh boy,
as a horror, if in doubt, choose C, right?
Yeah, pretty much. The answer is always C.
He's like,
as a horror guy, the one thing I haven't seen in ages are the really good body films. Body horror doesn't seem to get the love
as anything else.
Sure, you've got Videodrome and the Fly, all the Cronenberg stuff, but then you maybe get Slither. Yeah, David Cronenberg's son Brandon might do a bit.
Yeah,
Society back in the day, like those kind of films.
Yeah,
The Thing. Why?
Oh yeah.
I'm wondering if part of that is with the reliance on CGI and AI might take away from the practical effect. Do you think it's going to return back?
You know what? I'm also glad that you brought that up. I just finished my chapter on body horror, and I touch upon the substance obviously because that to me was great, but it had flaws, and it was great because it is horror. It is mainstream. It has A-list people in it, but it has a very independent feel to it. And I really enjoyed that. I really did not want to see the extension of her turning into this like disgusting like blob of a mess. And you can stop now.
Yeah.
This should be the end. Cut the last 20 minutes off. We got a good ending. So that's what I felt about that. But I reviewed a few body horror films that are very, they're really good. They're not very known yet. One is Saccharin and one is Finestra. And again, it's about like trying to like better yourself or lose weight or whatever. And I think it was Saccharin where I can't remember where like the fat literally just like oozes off of the girl. It's so nasty, kind of like Thanatomeorphosis, which is also one of the nastiest films. A lot of people can't.
Thanatomeorphos?
Yeah, a lot of people can't watch it because it's so grotesque.
Oh, I found that fun.
Oh, I did too. I mean, like, a beautiful girl who is like being rotted from the inside out.
Who won't watch that, right?
Exactly. And
the other one was
while like maggots are like eating at her privates.
Yeah.
Did you see the Polish horror a couple of years ago? Was it the Lure? The Lure, where the females are seductresses, but they're mermaids?
Oh no, I heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
It's wild.
So my last question, if we'll do this game, I just have one more because I want to ask your opinion about this. And again, I know you're not big on franchises, but this is turning into one now because I heard rumor this is coming out. I've heard that it's been written. It was a great series so far, Young Guns. And rumor has it that Emilio Estevez is writing the script for Young Guns 3. I know Lou Diamond Phillips said he's already involved. There's other people coming back. I thought the first two films were great. Would the third one be the same?
I'm sure they can pull out Kiefer.
I believe he's back. I don't think it's confirmed yet, but I think he's one of the original cast. He's going to come back, and I think who was the other one that was in that? Christian Slater, I think, is also tentatively coming back as well.
I haven't seen him in years.
Yep, he only appeared in the second one. He was in Young Guns too, but rumor has it he liked it, and I think from what I heard, now I guess he was on I think he was on with Rich Eisen on ESPN there, but Lou Diamond Phillips said that the cast is meeting. I guess they're having like a sort of like a Comic-Con kind of event. They're going to meet, and I guess they're going to announce it. But the rumor is that the script is being written, and I guess Estevez is going to direct it himself. So could it be? I mean, I'm not sure if you've seen the other films. Could it be just as good? I mean, it's been like 30 some years since the last film, but maybe could they recapture the magic?
Yep, I think if it's written well. And it's going to draw a big nostalgic audience.
Yep.
Because I'm not a big Western fan, but I have seen my Russell.
Your fair share.
Yeah, thank you. I can't speak now.
That's okay.
So I've seen my fair share of different types of horror movies and Western movies, non-horror movies. And Young Guns was great because it had that appeal of like those 80s brat packers.
Yep.
Now reunite some of those.
Yep.
See what happened, and I would love to see the backstory. So yeah. I would see that absolutely.
You know what? If you're talking horror westerns, give me Ravenous, give me Bone Tomahawk.
Oh, Bone Tomahawk. Oh, Kurt Russell. Yeah.
Oh, you can't go wrong. Kurt Russell. Yeah, I mean, gee whiz. I mean, come on.
All I gotta say is someone hanging upside down. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Anybody else?
There you go. Yeah, don't spoil it all now. All right, so tell us, Bill, what do you got here? What's good here?
Okay, final thing.
No
one
spoilers.
of the fun things we have on our podcast once in a while is, do we debate whether it's a horror film or not? So I'm going to throw a couple names out, gut check. What do you think it's a horror? And to me, the number one, people debate back and forth is Jaws. Yes. I consider Jaws horror. My wife and my best friend do not. They just consider it an action film.
Nope, it's a creature feature.
No, yeah,
that is a creature feature, which is a horror movie because it has nothing to do with the blood. It's the fear.
It's the fear of the. You don't see the creature, especially in the first one for most of the film, but the fear is that it's there. Yep. So,
and I think Robert Shaw is the greatest character actor that never got an Academy Award nomination for that. He's left, right, and center.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fabulous
7
film.
Is 7 a horror film?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yep.
See, I don't consider that a horror. I consider that a dark police procedural.
See,
Silence.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say Silence of the Lambs.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's if nothing. I mean, I'd say horror. It's also a psych thriller. I guess you could call it. I guess if you kind of consider that adjacent, if nothing else.
To me, movies like that, it's a gut check. Like the borderline one, to me, it's not a horror, but I can easily see why, like American Psycho. Is American Psycho a horror film?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Absolutely.
Alien. Yep. Is Alien a horror film?
1000%.
Alien.
Yeah, it's a creature film.
Yeah. Alien, just a real quick little blurb here. Alien, the way that they pitched it to the studio, pictured Jaws in space.
I heard that. Yeah.
Yep.
I love them. I love Alien versus Predator too. Those were good ones. I mean, they were fantastic.
So absolutely, Alien is a horror.
Just don't bring up John Carpenter's Dark Star.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on.
Okay, 2 more. Black Swan. Is that a horror film?
Because of how I'm writing my book, I'm going with yes.
Okay.
Okay. How about A Clockwork Orange? I hear some people consider it a horror.
Yes. It's my favorite movie in the entire world.
There you go.
Is that your all-time great?
Sick.
Okay, I will finish with one that'll make you think.
Okay.
Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko,
a horror film.
Yes.
I would say so. Again, it falls into like that psychological thriller, but I mean, again, based on the story arc, I would say yes.
Yep.
To me, I don't know if you've seen this one, Meredith or Sam Crow. There was a film in 1970, 71 called 10 Rillington Place.
Yes.
With Richard Attenborough, a young John Hurt, and Judy Geeson. I love that film, and nobody's ever seen it. Do you consider that a horror film?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I do.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's the creepiest 5'5", 150-pound serial killer you're ever
Exactly. See?
That's right. It gives you the creeps. It gives you the icks.
Yeah.
That's horror. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. One more. Would you consider? I got it up here. Hold on. Cape Fear.
Yes.
The De Niro version. Would you consider that a horror?
Oh yeah, Robert. Yeah. Yep.
That's frightening.
He's pretty ripped when he's doing those curls. Wow.
That's the frightening part in of itself. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Just all good. No, he was pretty. Like I said, it's impressive what actors go through just to get themselves in a certain physique for that. They do commit. Like
Although, but De Niro conversely had to gain a shitload of weight for Raging Bull, so he's had to do both.
But you think about like when Joaquin Phoenix, when he did Joker, and he lost like I think it was like almost 80 some pounds, and like he basically starved himself just to get down to that. Which was no small feat. How
much did Brendan Fraser gain for The Whale? He put on
that was a suit.
That was a suit. I was gonna say that was all suit.
Oh, was that a suit? Okay, I didn't know.
Sort of like on the lines of like Walrus, it was a suit, or Tusk. I mean, it was like this is a suit kind of thing factor. A little bit different, obviously, but.
Well, Meredith, we could talk for hours.
Exactly.
Yes, no, we could. I'm sorry.
Well, we want to welcome you. Listen, you're welcome to come back anytime. Please let us know when you'd like to chat again. We'd love to have you.
We're not asking. We're demanding.
I'm trying to be diplomatic and be polite for her feelings. I'm not trying to be a jerk.
She's coming back. There's no diplomacy.
I'm from New York. No diplomacy. No, walking on air.
Oh, that's good. I'm from New Jersey, so we kind of fit that both sides of the bridge. So, okay, that's fair. All right, then you're going to come back. You just got to tell us when you're free. That's all.
Yes, absolutely. I would love to.
Before we go, Meredith, why don't you tease the audience with what this book that you've kind of mentioned bit could be about?
Leave a cliffhanger. We love cliffhangers. Go ahead.
It is called Killer Opinion. And that is mostly because I came up with that because it is going to involve a ton of my reviews.
Okay.
It will hopefully be a series. So I'm looking at this as book 1 and selecting which subgenres to put in each book. In addition to that, so I have body horror, I have extreme horror. I just interviewed Stephen Biro from Unearthed Films.
Yeah.
So they're going to be interviews and then followed by my reviews.
Did you interview Fred Vogel?
I'm sorry?
Did you interview Fred Vogel?
I have not interviewed Fred Vogel.
Nope.
I know the whole August Underground thing. Yep.
Yeah. I watched a movie of his he tried to go more centrist. It's called
The Final Interview?
No. It was something Tower, Redskin Tower or something.
Oh.
And it was let him go with the extreme stuff. I'd rather he does that because it wasn't as.
That's what his strengths are there. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what it's about. I've done some interviews, and then some will be kind of like, up for debate. This is undefined horror, and you might disagree with me, sort of like the game we just played.
There you go. Now, is there like a tentative release date for this? Question mark.
I am hoping to have it done.
and where can we get a free copy?
Well, now you're asking a lot. I mean, I wasn't trying to go that far, but
you don't ask.
We'll buy one if you'll sign it. That'd be great. I mean, I'm just saying.
I would love to. So my publisher is Dark Moon Press. They are awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm hoping to have it completed before December holiday.
Nice. Oh, Christmas shopping. Here you go, everybody. We can give you a Christmas. Perfect way to give kids and family the gift that keeps on giving for the holidays. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Exactly. Please.
And Meredith, where else might people find you if they wanted to check out your bio or your stuff?
Anything. Yep.
Yeah. So obviously they can find all my reviews on RottenTomatoes.com. You can look up the critics and then type in my name, Meredith Brown. I'm on Facebook, Meredith J. Brown. I'm on Instagram at Muppy Merry, MUPPIEMERRI. And I post my reviews on both platforms.
Perfect. And again, we can always share. If you want to share stuff with us, we'll make sure you guys at home can catch up with her. For sure, you don't miss that, but we'll look forward to the book. We'll look forward to more conversations. We're glad you could join us there. It's a pleasure having you chat.
Thank you.
We'll get the gloves out. We'll take a slugfest another time.
We didn't talk football.
Yeah, there you go.
You don't want to talk football with me.
I don't know. Maybe it could get interesting. It could be a horror theme of itself if we go too far with it, name calling and whatnot.
Yeah, that could
Very
be.
true.
I'm just saying, it could be a slugfest how it goes. But Meredith, we're so glad you could join us. Thank you for being here. Again, we look forward to you coming back. Again, you're always welcome there. We appreciate that. Hope you had a great time. Hope you guys at home watching, or if you watch this live, we appreciate that, or watch the rebroadcast there. Hope you learned something new, had a great time with it. And again, we look forward to many more of those. But thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Oh, it was all ours for sure. We look forward to next time. We'll be in touch for that, you guys. And at home, we appreciate each and every one of you for watching, for listening. We hope you guys are learning something new and exciting every time. We've had a lot of great guests, and we look forward to many, many more. So we thank you. And
you didn't mention the 1001.
Oh, I could do that. Yeah, we do have our ongoing series, which we could tie Meredith in for that one there. Again, we could always count this in, but we have our series we call 1001 Cryptic Tales, a spectacular horror series. We featured a lot of great actors, writers, directors, special effects people. And so this is the place to really appreciate the true horror fans and understanding the appreciation of the genre, not just the scares, but
And Meredith, I can't remember. Did we add you to the chat?
Yes, I'm part of the horror
Oh,
chat.
we did.
there you go. That's a
Thank
great
you.
place. Everybody's having fun. So really have a good time with that. You get a lot of great people there. But yeah, you guys can catch more for that. We'll have plenty more there as well. More from Meredith, more from everybody else. We hope you're really finding a lot of fun with that. But we're glad you could tune in. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. If it wasn't for you guys, obviously, of course, we wouldn't have anything there. But we thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful evening. We say good night. And of course, goodbye just for now. But until next time, when we hope and hopefully expect to see each and every one of you at the show. Cheers and good night, all.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Arrivederci, ciao, ciao. What he said.
Thank you for listening to the What's Up Bro show. Catch all the latest live action on your favorite podcast streaming services, including Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more. You can also check out episodes on the studio's official YouTube channel. Subscribe and become a member today. Don't forget to also turn on notifications so you'll know when new content is uploaded. Stay tuned and don't miss a single moment. We love and appreciate all your support. And as always, we will see you at the show.